everybody, welcome to Facebook Live Friday. It's been a minute since you've seen our faces in Joplin. We've had some really cool Facebook Lives from Frank and Russ, and hopefully we'll get something like that continuing on as we go. Anyways, like I said, it's Friday. It's really lovely here in Joplin. I hope it's nice where you are. Be mindful that we are approaching winter, and so those winter weather practices need to be put into place. Today we have Cheryl Hinkle with us from HR, and she's going to be covering a ton of things. So if you'll just hop on and pay attention, ask a question if you have one. If we don't have the answer, we can certainly get it to you. And as always, if it's not safe for you to be watching this right now, please wait until it is. And other than that, I think I'll switch it on over to Miss Cheryl.
Okay. Happy Friday. I'm a little rattled because we were getting back here quickly because I was on another call. I hope everybody's having a great day. I'm not going to talk about the tension that's going on in the country. I'm sure everybody's feeling that too. So I just want to go over some things. I don't get to do the fun stuff like Russ and Frank, but we're going to talk about benefits. Maybe not fun stuff, but stuff you definitely have to have. So we're right in the middle of open enrollment right now, and that started on November the 4th, and it goes through November the 18th. That's your opportunity to go in for the plan year of 2021 and make any changes that you would like to make. Anytime outside of that window, with us being subject to ERISA, there's you can only make a change if it's a qualifying event. And that has to be done within 30 days of the event. You can't just, say, hey, I think I want medical and I didn't enroll in it. Those qualifying events are going to be like marriage, divorce, birth of a child, loss of a dependent child, those kind of things, loss of coverage. Those are the things that you can enroll on a qualifying life event. Everything else has to be done in open enrollment. So I want to go over some of the things that we have right now that are changing for the plan year 2021. The good news is we're going to stay with Blue Cross Blue Shield. That has seemed to do really well for everybody. I've really not had anybody complain about the coverages or, providers, those kind of things. So the good news is that will stay the same. Blue Cross Blue Shield's going to be doing medical. MetLife does the dental. IMED does the vision. Voya does all the ancillary coverages. So all of that is going to stay the same. Let's talk about some of the things that are going to be different this year. So different this year from last year is on our medical. Last year we had 3 plans. We had the platinum, the gold, and the bronze. This year they went ahead and added a 4th plan to the platform. So it is, I just broke my pen. It is actually the silver plan. So obviously, with those, it's between the bronze and the gold. So one more level of coverage that you have to choose from. You guys have probably been getting a lot of emails directly from Dasky into your personal email, whatever you get your pay statement on, your settlement statement. That will have an enrollment guide and, your rate sheets. I'll be sending that out fleet-wide later today to your emails as well, that has the enrollment guide like I have here. This enrollment guide is also accessible on your My Dasky Benefits platform. So all of that information will be in there. The rates on the medical did increase, but it's very minimal. We're pretty proud to say, everybody knows that insurance really goes up each year, and the increase is significant. We were able to keep it to where it's very, very, very minimal. So that's good news. We're still able to offer the bronze plan for employee only at no cost. Once again, that's great. A lot of companies can't say that. So the medical things, with the 4, that gives you one more option. One of the things that I wanted to touch on is the pharmacy that's tied with the medical. In the past, the pharmacy had been done, processed through Maxor Plus. That is going to be changing, and it will go to Prime Therapeutics, which is basically a division of Blue Cross Blue Shield. So your pharmacy, the structure of it will stay the same as far as copays and stuff. That matches the same plans that we had. The vendor, the TPA, is just going to be through the Prime Therapeutics, which once again, Blue Cross Blue Shield. So anytime you have changes on pharmacy plans, the actual formularies could change a little bit on what they consider a preferred and non-preferred drug. So you will be getting information, a packet that's going to come directly from Prime Therapeutics with a lot of that information on there. Also, if you're on some type of specialty medicine or something like that, you're going to get notified of those. Like those, when I say specialty medicine, those are the extremely expensive, a lot of times the very highest fourth tier plan that they have. If you're like, I don't know if I'm on on one of those high dollar special ones, trust me, if you're on it, you're going to know. Okay, so if you're on those, they're going to reach out. Everybody else, you'll be getting a packet with the information directly to your home. Do we have any questions before I rattle
Not
through
yet.
that? Okay. One of the other things that's going to be changing is on the dental. Right now, we have one dental plan. It is through MetLife, and that's going to be changing to where we have two. Right now, our plan is the high option. You guys didn't know that because we only had one. But new this next plan year, we are also going to have a low option. Obviously, with the low option, the premiums are going to be a little bit cheaper, but then your coverages are as well. You have a little bit higher deductible and a lower plan year maximum that you have for actual benefits. Okay. Teladoc, that's one of the things that we always talk about. Teladoc is a way that you can actually get health care when you're out on the road and not at your primary care physician. That saves you some time and money. You're not having to run into urgent cares. If it's your run-of-the-mill things like a sinus infection or bronchitis, strep throat, those kind of things, that ear infection, those can be treated a lot of times just by talking to a physician and telling them your symptoms. So in the past, we've had Teladoc. We still are going to have something along those lines, but it's actually going to change over to MD Live. MD Live is once again Blue Cross Blue Shield's own division of what a Teladoc would be. So that's administered by Blue Cross Blue Shield. So you'll still have that benefit. If you're on the silver, gold, or platinum plan, the copay for the MD Live or Teladoc Now is actually free. If you're on the bronze plan, that's the only thing that has a copay, and it's a $44 copay. Next year, if you have to use those services, I will tell you, with the MD Live, one of the things that's a little bit different about that rather than Teladoc is just you call in, or you can have a Zoom or whatever with them about anything. On the MD Live, you can actually set that up where you have if it's non-urgent, you can have a primary care physician benefit on that, which is different. So basically, if you don't have a PCP and you have some things going on that you just want to have a primary care physician, basically someone that you get to know, if you have sinus infections or stuff like that, and you're going to have, it's basically a PCP through the MD Live opportunity. So that's different. Teladoc did not offer that every time that you called in or did a visit via video chat or whatever. That was always someone different. The MD Live does have it to where you can have the same physician each time. So that's pretty nice if you are someone that doesn't really have a PCP, or you're out on the road and you would rather have someone that you dealt with for the little things when you're out on the road, when you're not home to see your PCP face to face. So that's going to be new for the plan year. That will be good. Any questions? Okay. I feel like I'm rattling quickly, but I'm a fast talker. So one of the other things I wanted to go over is on the bronze plan, you have the option to have an HSA, which is a health savings account. That's an account that you can put pre-tax money in to be able to pay for out-of-pocket medical expenses. An HSA is your own personal account, so that money that you put in there will always stay in there to be used for out-of-pocket medical expenses. It does not have the use it or lose it rule like a flexible spending account does, which you could participate in with the silver, gold, or platinum. I wanted to talk about the limits on those. So for this next plan year, bronze, the HSA, an individual is $3,600 is the maximum that you can put into an HSA, or $7,200 for a family. If you're 55 or older, they also have $1,000 catch-up that you could put in if you choose to. To be able to have some of those, there are some specifics that you can do, like you can't put $7,200 in just because you're married if your spouse has a plan that is not an HSA applicable plan. So that's one of those things that you would want to look at. The flexible spending accounts, which is once again pre-tax money you can put into an account to spend for out-of-pocket medical expenses. Those do have the use it or lose it rule, and the maximum for that is going to be $2,750 for plan year 2021. One of the things that most people ask when they're talking about the open enrollment is, okay, if I don't want to do anything, if I don't want to change anything that I have, what do I have to do? Your answer, nothing, okay? If you don't want to make any changes, you don't have to do anything. Any coverage that you currently have will roll over, with the exception of an HSA or an FSA. If you have those now, those will not roll over. You have to actively enroll those options each year. So every year it seems like we have one person that was like, nope, you told me everything rolls over. Okay, this is me on record saying that is not the case. I even put it in the communication, it's in the guide, but anything that you have currently will roll over, with the exception of HSA, FSA. Those have to be actively enrolled. I always tell people when you're looking at insurance, it's not a bad idea to go in and just make sure that everything that you think you have, you do, because it's been a year since you checked your stuff. I'm going to say personally, I went in and, I just wanted to make sure, just with life changes that I had, that my beneficiaries was right and that I had the coverages, that I thought I had and everything. So there's a couple of ways you can do those. You can go directly to mydaskiebenefits.com. You can actually download the mobile health app, which is a app. Did we put those instructions out on their platform?
Not yet.
Can we?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Riley's will it be the driver portal or will it be, okay. So Riley's gonna put instructions on how to download the mobile health app on the driver portal. And that's kind of a place that you can have on your phone that you click. It does have electronic ID cards, which that's probably, to me, the nicest feature that it has. I don't have to worry about, I don't carry a purse. I just carry, my phone case that has my wallet in it. And so I only have room for a couple of cards. So it's nice to have those electronic ID cards on my phone. All I have to do is go to that app and click on ID cards, and it pulls up my ID card. And that's what I show to the, anywhere, the doctor or whatever, where I would be going. So in the app store, it's actually called Mobile Health App. That's what the name of the actual app is. That will take you to either Blue Cross Blue Shield. It will show you your ID cards. Right now, it has the Teladoc on there, but that will change to MD Live come, January 1, 2021. So you can look at physicians and find providers in your area, whether your PCP happens to be on network or not. So that's a tool that you'll be able to utilize. You can do that for open enrollment, to click on that to go, and you can always call the Daskie Benefits Enrollment Center direct, and that is actually going to be 888-DASKIE1, and Daskie is DASEKE. So the number for that's 888-327-3531. Those are your 3 ways that you can enroll. I will tell you with the plan changes that we have, not the actual structure, the design of the plan, but adding a 4th option, that's one of the things you want to look at. And, obviously if you're like, I want the silver plan, you have to actively enroll because it's not on our platform now. So look at those options, see if there's anything that you want to do. Obviously, we have the ancillary coverages through Voya, and that's going to be accident, critical care, hospital indemnity, those things through Voya. The rates on those, some of them are based on your age. So those, you could have a slight increase depending on if you hit that next age bracket, as well as with the life insurance. Don't forget, on the accident and the critical care, there is that $50 wellness benefits on both of those plans. So if you're like you're supposed to be and going and getting your annual checkups, don't forget to submit a claim for that, because that basically almost pays your premium for those. And if you happen to have both, you could get $100. It's $50 for you on that. And then don't forget that it's $25 for any dependent children, up to a maximum of 4, so a maximum of $100 that you could get for wellness visits for your children. Any questions?
Yeah. First is from Janine Hunter. She wants to know how to log on to the driver portal. And Janine, I'll reach out to you and let you know. But then Catherine Wiseman wants to know, can I add my 21-year-old son to my plan, and how?
Okay. So you can add your 21-year-old son to your plan with the Affordable Care Act. One of the things that it has in there is there's actually coverage for your children on that up to like age 26, I think it is. So you would just need to actively enroll. One of the ways you can do that's, like I said, you can go to the mydaskeybenefits.com and log on. And that actually it says enroll. It's very simple. You click enroll and it walks you through every single coverage. And you would add a dependent on that. If you're not very comfortable doing that and afraid that you're going to mess something up, then I would recommend that you call the 888-DASKY1 and talk to a benefits counselor, and they will get the information from you to add that dependent child. You will have to have something that shows, birth certificate to be able to provide to show that they're an actual dependent, and then they can enroll them in whatever options that you want. But that is up to age 26. It does not matter anymore if they are a full-time student or not. The ACA did away with that, and that's on the medical, dental, or vision, which is different than a lot of plans, but we decided to mirror it, so we wasn't changing that from the 23 if they were a full-time student. So hopefully that answers your questions. If it doesn't, I'm going to tell anybody, the HR team is here to help you. Ruth, Kelly, Brandon, myself. If you have any questions, always call us and we can tell you what to do. The best way to do it, we can help you, walk you through it. The one thing that we can't do is answer plan cover questions. That's because I'm not the administrator of the plan. So if you call me and you say, I'm going to have surgery and I need to know if that's going to be covered. Okay, that's not a question that my team can answer. You're always going to need to answer or to call Blue Cross Blue Shield for those questions. That's one of the changes too in the past. We had the, I'm drawing a blank, we had like a help center that answered questions on that. All of that now is through Blue Cross Blue Shield, so they answer the questions since they're the actual administrator of the plan. So any specifics on that, you need to call and ask them. Anything else? Okay. Let me just make sure that I'm not missing anything. I don't think that I am. So I want to make sure that if anybody, we'll be sending some Qualcomm notices out to remind you. And if you guys have questions, call the HR team and we're going to help you as much as we can. One thing I kind of wanted to talk about, because we've had a couple instances of this in the past couple of weeks. If you guys have any type of thing that you're going to be off of work for any medical related issue, you have to call HR. Okay, I've had some people that have went home and then they call and they're like, hey, I had surgery and I need to come back out now. There's certain things that we need to do before you leave. Anytime, number one, if you're off more than 14 days, your driver manager should always be notifying us, because anything more than 14 days, regardless of whether you've earned that home time or not, anything more than 14 days has to be approved by HR. That is because that could run into affecting your insurance, okay? So anytime you're going to be off for more than 14 days, reach out to someone. Ruth is typically the one that handles leaves and FMLA. If it's something medical, FMLA, Family Medical Leave Act, that's something that you qualify for if you've been here at least a year. And so we track all those. There's paperwork we have to send you. The big thing too is anytime you have anything medically done, or say you're sick with COVID or whatever happens to be the case, we are required to have our DOT regulated release for you to come back on that truck. So that slipped through the cracks a couple of times. In the last couple of weeks, someone was off and had surgery and we hadn't been notified. So make sure that if your DM isn't instructing you to reach out to us, that you're giving us a call so we can help you through that time. Any questions? Nope. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up then. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to call anybody in HR. I hope that everybody is having a great day. It seems like, unfortunately, we started some of these, went away from our once a month Facebook Lives to the daily with COVID and then weekly. And, I'm not sure. It seems like, across the nation right now, there's an uptick in cases. I know in the Joplin area there is too. So once again, just my reminder of, your normal hygiene practices, hand wash and hand sanitizer, wipe everything down, make sure that you're wearing your masks when you're going into customers' facilities like they're requesting. We're still doing that here in Joplin. If you get up away from your desk, you have to have your mask on. That's for your protection as well as the other people around you. Put your personal opinions aside on that. We need to make sure we're having those practices. So once again too, if you're out on the road and if you're not feeling well, you need to let your DM know so we can talk through that and see if there's anything we need to do. We went the first 3 or 4 months with just a couple of cases. That's really changed a lot in the last month. We've had a lot more people that have had positive cases, some positive cases that are, non-drivers as well. Most of our team is still, they're maybe in the office a day or two, but a lot of them are still working remote. So we're very careful on that as well. But we hope that you stay safe, and I hope that the weather's amazing where you're at like it is here today. So everybody have a great day. If you have any questions, give us a call, and we appreciate everything you do. Thank you.